Just feel like you no longer, what you're doing is really not making a difference, that you really can't do it anymore, that you don't want to do it anymore. Look, I'm not a firefighter, contrary to popular belief, and I'm not a paramedic. I don't walk in your shoes. I can't stand up here and tell you how to fix the problems that you all face every day. But what I can do is ask you to try to remember why you do what you do. There's not a day that goes by, and these past couple of days are certainly no exception, when somebody doesn't come up to me and tell me that they do what they do, or they are who they are because of me, or because of the television show Emergency. Yeah. Emergency was exciting. It was an exciting show. It was exciting to do as well. I mean, once a week, some of you, as a kid, would put your pajamas on and you would sit down and you would watch Emergency. You would watch two fictional characters running red lights and siren down the street, rappelling down the sides of cliffs and buildings, and jumping in and out of helicopters, goofing off back at the station. Yeah, it was exciting. It was. But it was exciting to watch. But that's not why you do what you do. That's not what hooked you. What hooked you was the humanity of the show. You saw, you absorbed the empathy and the compassion that Johnny and Roy displayed towards their victims, their patients, towards their fellow human beings. That spoke to your DNA. Over 30 million people a week for 7 years saw that television show. How many of that 30 million people do you think stood up, pointed at the TV and said, that's it. That's what I want to be. That's who I am. I don't know how many people did, but I'll guarantee you it wasn't 30 million people. Just a select few did. What you all do, what firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs do, isn't a job. It's a calling. And I can tell you from personal experience that it is the most important calling in life. Because in 1987, my sister, while driving during a driving rainstorm in Houston, Texas, while she was driving with her 6-year-old son, was T-boned in her car. Her injuries were such that she had to be medevaced out. While my sister was on that helicopter, she died. And a firefighter, paramedic, and a flight nurse brought her back and worked feverishly on her until they could get her to the hospital with a pulse. 13 years ago, my sister danced with that same 6-year-old little boy at his wedding in upstate New York. What you all do and the decisions you all make in the field have a profound impact on other people's lives, and not just the victims. When you reach out and you hold somebody's hand, or express a reassuring word, or simply call someone by his or her name, that small act of humanity is never wasted. Sometimes it's the smallest, most insignificant thing that makes the biggest difference in someone's life. So, speaking to the firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs right now, I ask you, the next time you arrive on a scene and you're pulling all that stuff out of your rig, and firefighters are pulling all their gear out, and they're going towards the victim. Try to think of this. Ask yourself as you're approaching, what if this was you or someone you love? What if this was your husband or your wife? What if this was your father, your mother? What if this was your son or your daughter? How would you want them to be treated? How would you want to be treated? But for the grace of God, that could be you or someone you love. There's a German word that best describes the God-given talent that you all seem to have. And that word is Gefühlsinn. It means a feeling for feelings. That's what you all have. A feeling for feelings. You like people. You like being around them. You like taking care of them. You like talking to them, even when they do take a swing at you or vomit on your shoes at 3 in the morning. Mark Twain once said, "The two most important events in someone's life is the day you were born and the day you found out why." Well, I believe that there's a lot of you out here that have already experienced both those events. You believe that what you do is what you were put on this earth to do. If you don't believe that, then maybe you shouldn't be in this arena with other heroes that do. But if you believe that you have an ability to not only just save a life, but to change a life, then I think you found the right arena to be in. Some of you have been in this business for a long time, and you've seen and experienced a hell of a lot more than just technological changes. And some of you are young, new to this business. And you too will see and experience a lot, but you'll see a whole cascade of new technological advances in your careers. I mean, I can only imagine what's around the corner for you. But things always change. That's life. Things change, we adapt. But there are constants in this world. And the very heart and soul of what you do, caring for people, that will never change. There's a quote by Tom Dick that I'd like to share with you. And I asked Tom to forgive my very heavy-handed paraphrasing here. People won't always remember that we might have used the jaws of life to rescue them, or that we might have used a Rad 57 to check them for CO poisoning, or that we used a Rainbow Life Pack 15 to defibrillate them, or that we placed them on the latest Power Pro XT gurney and whisked them off to the hospital, in a veritable hospital on wheels. They won't even remember the medicine we delivered, but they will always remember how you made them feel. That, in the end, is how we'll all be judged. Thank you for what you do, and thank God you do what you do. And the next time you guys are on one of those runs, take a deep breath. Just try to remember why you do what you do. You all tell me all the time that I'm your hero. I'm sorry, but you've got that backwards. I'm not your hero. You're my hero. You saved my sister's life. And frankly, you saved my life too. But that's a whole nother story for another time. So when I ask you to be safe out there, I'm not just saying have a nice day. I mean it. I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to be around for a very long time, doing what you do. You never know whose life you're going to save or whose life you're going to change. I mean, that's why you do what you do, right? God bless you all. Be safe out there. Thank you.